Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for May. I hope everyone's April went well. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on the channel. Right now, not too many changes. We're still playing through Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and Stardew Valley. I have recorded way ahead of where those series actually are uploaded right now, for some reasons that I'll get into in a moment. But suffice it to say, that those are both going to be pretty long LPs, and will be around for a little while. Stardew Valley is certainly doing really well, and I really do appreciate all the comments that everyone is leaving on those videos. It is a lot of fun to read through those. Same for comments on Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, although those are not as frequent. We're also still streaming Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on Mondays. Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster is on Fridays, and the Retro Variety streams are on Wednesdays. Those are still ongoing. I am actually just recording this right after doing a retro stream. Played some Castlevania 3 and decided that the game is really not for me, and did not finish it. I was definitely getting frustrated. Today may not have been the best day to record it, but you know, what can you do, right? So that's where we are there. For those wondering what is coming up in the future on our Retro Wednesdays, we've got Sword of Mana coming up next for the GBA. Zoid's Legacy for the GBA following that. Super Castlevania 4 following that, which I am hoping is not as bad as Castlevania 3. We shall see. We shall see. And then after that, Harvest Moon, more Friends of Mineral Town at GBA. So, we've got quite a few things coming up. If you're excited for any of those, make sure that you are following me on Twitch to get notifications of when the streams go live. And of course, that's every Wednesday. That may change in the future. I don't like Wednesdays right now. Wednesdays are just not a great day for me. So I'm definitely planning on moving that. I want to finish up Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster first, and then kind of reevaluate how I want to shift some things around. But I'll definitely have some more to say about that a little bit down the line, maybe later in the month, something like that. I don't know. There's not a whole lot left of Final Fantasy VI, so, we'll see. Still doing our LEGO build streams on Wednesday and Friday nights as well, and Spelljammer continues to stream on Saturdays. So please do check out any of those if you are interested. And continuing on with Zerfall, and I'm behind on putting videos into that playlist I see there, is Marvelous Another Treasure Island, playing over on Zerfall's channel. So you got the playlist here, but you can also follow him, follow his channel, and I highly recommend doing so. He is also been playing a lot with Mysterious JG as well, and he has lots of content going back for many, many years as well. That is fantastic. So do check him out, especially if you like older retro games, including some stuff that I don't play very often, or at all, like C64 games and things like that. He's got a lot of that. But do check out his channel as well. That's basically what's going on the channel right now, and that's kind of what's going to be going on for the foreseeable future. Again, other than a potential moving around of some stream scheduling. The Spelljammer will absolutely not be changing at all. I'd have to get agreement from everyone else, and there's no point to that, and it's fine. But I want to get rid of the Wednesday morning stream. It's just not a good time for me anymore, and I want to move the retro to another day, and I haven't decided yet when that's going to be. I might move it to Friday instead. We'll see. But that's kind of, at this point neither here nor there. I haven't decided. I want to finish up Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster and then kind of decide where I want to go from there stream wise. I kind of want to get more like Dragon Infinite Wealth played and anything else that I'm playing in that kind of slot. Um, Especially if I'm playing really long games like that and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and stuff like that. I kind of feel like a second stream per week would be a bit better for getting through those a little bit faster. Um, don't get me wrong, I really enjoy the game, but there's an element of having to wait a week to play it again kind of sucks oftentimes, and B, um, just having like that kind of reserved for sometimes, like most of a year, um, can be, like that's a big ask to keep expecting people to come back, especially after a time the game is not new and fresh anymore, so I'm not getting a whole lot of new people coming into streams like that. Obviously, if I play a game that's not new and fresh in the first place, that's less of an issue. But again, neither here nor there. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm always open to feedback. I don't want to. I don't want to like eliminate certain things that certain people really enjoy being able to make. Like maybe they can't make certain like the Like a Dragon stream, but they can make the retro and Final Fantasy VI and stuff like that. So it's things like that that I want to consider, and of course, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is hard for anyone in Europe to watch the whole thing because it goes through 10 p.m. ish my time, which is what 3-4 a.m. over in Europe, depending on your time zone and stuff like that. So, I do really understand that being an issue for some people, and the like 11:30 to 2 o'clock kind of slot is pretty good for Europeans. Less good for Americans who may be at work, stuff like that. So, I want to try to balance some of it out and try to get some good times in. Um, I don't want to move everything to the evenings or anything like that. So, I don't know yet how I'm going to do things. There might be some cases where I like move a Lego building stream into more like the morning, and then do gaming in the evening or something like that, just to try it out. Maybe I don't know. So it's those are some of the things that I'm thinking about. But back to one of the reasons why I'm so far ahead on Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and Stardew Valley, besides the fact that I'm having a lot of fun playing both of them. I've had a pretty rough couple of months. For those who don't remember or are new to the channel, I lost my father. He passed away 2 years ago in April, so the anniversary of that is pretty hard. His birthday's actually in just a few days, so that all coming together is pretty hard. And I've been suffering from a bout of depression again lately. I took medicine for it when I was a kid, but I kind of got it handled, and it wasn't as bad through my late teenage years and into early adulthood. So I wasn't taking medication, but it's kind of come back lately, and it's been more of a struggle. Part of that is absolutely a big part of that really is having lost my father. I was pretty close to him. So that's one reason why a lot of things have been disrupted lately in terms of streams. The last couple months, I have missed a fair number of streams at various points, and then of course I had other issues, other medical issues like the outbreak of hives, which really sucked. Also, one of the reasons why I'm so far ahead on both of those games, because playing those games meant that my hand was occupied by a controller or keyboard and mouse and not scratching the hives. That has passed. So luckily, it only lasted like a week or so, but that sucked. I mean, it could have been worse. There's a lot of medical conditions, much worse, even ones that pass. So, all things considered, it was more of a long-term annoyance, and I say long-term in that it wasn't something that passed after an hour or two. It was so. But yeah, so that's one. All of that is came together at just a unfortunate circumstances, times for that to happen. So I got way ahead on that. I had issues getting my streams done. Um, you know, weather changing makes me never sleep as well. When it gets warmer and stuff like that. So just a lot of things going on right now. And so I do appreciate everyone's patience with missed streams and stuff like that. Really does mean a lot to me to get your support when I mention that I'm not feeling well and can't do some of those things. So all of that's going on, and of course the channel isn't growing the way that I'd like. Some of that is just the way that the channel is. The way the YouTube algorithm works and stuff like that. Long series don't do well on YouTube anymore. There was a time when long series were a good thing, but I think that was like because YouTube was wanting to build up a lot of content on their side, so that there was a lot to watch all over the place, and now there is so much content that that's not something that YouTube is looking for. In fact, I think they want less content now. More bite-sized content, easier to digest and serve up. So that's why, like, as far as YouTube is concerned, episode 60 of Stardew Valley is no different from episode 1, even though from a human point of view, there's a huge difference. Someone might come into episode 60 and be like, oh, I didn't realize that I'm getting right into the middle of this. It's interesting. I should go back and look at the beginning. But then a lot of people are going to see, if episode 60 pops up, they're not going to like click on the channel and look for episode 1. They're either going to click on that just to get a sample and see if they should start at episode 1 or just ignore it altogether. So obviously from like a human perspective and a creator perspective, I don't want those later episodes promoted unless someone has just watched, if you've just watched episode 59, and I know that's not where we are. We're what, 44. So maybe I should be using those numbers. But like if someone has just watched episode 43 and 44 is available, then having that pop up in the suggestions is perfectly fine. Because they can just click right on the next one and continue watching. I do that quite frequently. But if I'm just, if I'm watching, I've just finished up the latest episode of Stardew Valley, and episode 30 of someone's Let's Play pops up in my suggestions feed, I'm not going to look at it. Because I'm not interested in episode 30. I'm interested in episode 1. But YouTube doesn't see those as being any different. And they should. They should. Serial content, it works differently than one-off content, and it should be handled differently. But I think YouTube could handle it differently, but I don't think YouTube wants to handle it differently because they don't want that kind of content on the channel anymore. I mean, on their platform anymore. So all of that to say that, all of that's kind of working in together to unfortunately make the channel not as easy to promote on YouTube as it could otherwise be or might otherwise be or something, and that is to a certain extent holding it back. But like the algorithm is arbitrary. That was created. It's not natural. It isn't like uh, um, natural selection type thing, survival of the fittest. It's not. It's an arbitrary decision by the people at the company, and I don't want to chase that. I want to play the games that I want to play the way that I want to play them, and I want people who enjoy that to find my content, and people who don't enjoy my content to not find my content. Someone comes in and is like, "Wow, I don't like the way he's playing Stardew Valley." Okay, I don't care. There's other stuff out there. There's other people playing the game. You can go find that, you know. And that's how it should be, you know. And any time that I do check out another, you know, I get suggested a video for Let's Play content that I've never seen before, I'll check it out. And if I don't like it, if I'm like, this person isn't playing it the way that I want to watch it, I just leave, as it should be, because it's just not content that I'm interested in. There's nothing bad about that. There's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong is if I were to say, hey, you should play this game differently. Play it the way that I want you to play it, so that I will enjoy it. Like, that's wrong. That's not how that should work. Obviously, like there's also a difference between, hey, I have a recommendation you might want to consider, and if the person creating the content says, oh yeah, you're right, that would be more fun for me, that would be more of an interesting way of playing it, something like that, that's perfectly fine. I got no problems with gameplay suggestions in the kind of content that I actually want gameplay suggestions on. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, but there's nothing wrong with, hey, you could do this differently and it might be better, it might be more fun, versus, hey, you should do it differently. There's big differences in that. And when people come in and act that way, like, hey, you suck, you should play this differently. No, you should go find the content you enjoy. It's as simple as that. If you come into a video that it's not right, it's not for you, if you don't enjoy it, essentially. Ergo, you go find something that is for you. It's a smorgasbord out there. Pick what you want. And yeah, that does take, some searching around sometimes. You got to check, frequently when I've been curious about a game or something like that, and I go to search for it, I will check out 3 or 4 different Let's Plays at least before finding something that I find is being played the way that I want to watch. And there's nothing wrong with that, I want people to check out my content, and if they like it, hang around, and if they don't, just continue on their search for content that they like. It's how it should be. But YouTube isn't well designed for that anymore. If it ever was, I don't know that it ever really was, but right now it's not. It's not designed for that. And it is a real shame. It does hold back the channel growth, and I don't want to chase the algorithm, because the algorithm is arbitrary. It is someone decided it was that way, and not because it is actually good or bad. That's just the way that they designed it. So I've got no plans to change the channel, but it does mean that unfortunately the channel growth is not as good as it could be. If it continues to slide, then I will definitely be seriously considering some additional channels to move some of the content over there that doesn't do as well, like the D&D. I mean, the Lego streams, the D&D streams, the actual streaming content in general. I would still have playlists and things like that here, and of course over there. But the big thing is like, I mean, I don't want to do that because it's just so much more management, so much more of a headache. and it is not like, again, it's an arbitrary distinction. You know, I don't. You shouldn't have to create a whole new channel for somewhat different content or slightly different content just because the algorithm doesn't like it all put together. You know, it would be one thing if I let's played as AuldDragon, but then I built Lego as, Lego Dragon kind of thing, and I had two different names associated with it, had two like different personas, I acted a bit differently, you know. That kind of segmentation makes sense when you are doing very different things, but I'm talking about a lot of the same things. I'm talking about Let's Plays. I'm talking about things that are of interest to me that come up in my Let's Plays at the same time. So, you know, if someone isn't interested in the Lego building, that's fine, whatever. It's there's nothing wrong with that either. But I want someone who comes to my channel to be like, oh, he does Lego building streams. Let me check it out. See if that could be interesting to watch. Whereas if I separated it out, then it would very much be a thing where people could come to my channel and have no idea that I do that, regardless of whether they're interested. And that's the kind of thing that I don't like. It uh, doesn't feel right. So that's where we are. And of course, like, channel growth doesn't help when I'm dealing with, channel growth issues don't help when I'm dealing with depression. It just like all kind of feeds on itself. So that's where I am right now. And just as a side note, if you are feeling that way, you're feeling depressed, definitely go see someone. See if you can get some medication that helps. I've started some medication. Right now, I'm not sure if it helps. I'm gonna try it out for a little bit longer and see how it goes. Um, when I first started it, I had some anxiety, but I did look it up, and that was a passing symptom. And I've never had anxiety before, so that was uh, not a frightening experience, but it was definitely worrying until I looked it up, and it was like, it's passing, and then it was just like, okay, I just have to get through it. But please do, if you're suffering anything, depression or anxiety or anything like that, absolutely, see someone about it, get on some medication if that's what it takes, get some therapy if that's what it takes, that kind of thing. Unfortunately, like, I've thought about therapy, but like, all I know what's going on with me. This isn't like unaddressed childhood trauma that's causing this kind of thing. I lost my father. Like, it's kind of obvious. Um, so it's not like, I mean, certainly talking might help, but it's not like I have all these unresolved issues that I need to work through. So that's not right for me. But again, if that is something that you've got going on, absolutely look into that. Please. I care about you, my viewers. I really do. Um, I want everyone to be happy. You know. So do what you need to do to make your life better. You know. So that's everything that's going on the channel right now. If you are enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, there are multiple ways to do so, and I really do appreciate everyone who does do so. Names of patrons are scrolling by at the bottom of the video, as they always do. You can see channel members here. It really does mean a lot to me when I get that notification that someone new has supported. And it goes a long way to ensuring that, regardless of what happens with the channel growth, I can continue making this kind of content and streaming out and bringing you daily videos of the games that I'm enjoying playing, and a lot of you enjoy watching me play them the way that I play them. So if you are enjoying the content, please do consider supporting me. Patreon, you got the link here and all the video descriptions. You can join the channel memberships here. There's also super thanks here, Twitch subscriptions and Twitch bits. All of that does go a very, very long way to ensuring that I will continue to be able to create this content. Something that I actually forgot to mention with regards to the depression is also, at the same time as all this, my doctor was like, you need to reduce your carb intake or you're going to get diabetes. So that's now on the agenda. Doesn't help when I've got depression. Yeah. It's not a great time for me. And that and some other issues and like going to the doctor about the hives did mean a pretty large medical bill. So I'm okay financially at the moment, but obviously the more things like that might come up, the worse off I'm going to be. Your support in any of the ways does go a long way to ensuring that I can take care of all of that and still produce the content that you guys are enjoying. So if you're not currently a supporter, please do consider even just like at the lowest tiers on Patreon or here on YouTube or over on Twitch. Any of that goes a very, very long way to supporting me and ensuring that the content continues to flow. And in quite a voluminous nature. So thank you guys very, very much for all of your support. And for those who can't support financially, please do remember that you do have the ability to help the videos in the YouTube algorithm by watching videos entirely, especially the first episodes of a series when they're brand new, liking them, leaving a comment if you got something to say. I'm not asking people to force themselves to make comments, but if you got something to say, go right ahead and say it. Even if it's just, timestamp, loved that joke, or, some good, positive feedback is always appreciated. So if that's, if there's something that you've wanted to say and you just weren't sure, go right ahead and say it, Hey, I like compliments too. And I'm open to friendly advice and suggestions and stuff like that. I mean, tons of stuff coming in on the Stardew Valley LP in that regards. So, please do do all of those things, anything that you can to support the channel. It really does mean a lot to me, and thank you all very, very much. I hope your May goes well. I hope my May goes well. And stay healthy and safe and cool. The temperatures are getting crazy around here, and we're on like the 10th month in a row of record high temperatures. So yeah, things are not going so great in that direction. But I hope everyone has a wonderful May regardless. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Let's Play and the next update video. See you next time, everyone.